Welcome back, Crack fans. We are live at the Phoenix Country Club, host of the 2023 Phoenix Challenger event, and I am joined by a returning champion and dear friend of ours here at Crack Racquets, a man you know best as, in my opinion, the most underrated men's college tennis player of the 2010s. Of course, a man we also know as an All-American during his time at Mississippi State, NCAA singles finalist, now number 80 in the world. I buried the lead there as we are joined by the great Nuno Borges. Nuno, welcome back to our show. How are you doing here today?
Honestly, great. It's a great place to be at, and just nice club all around, a great tournament, and I'm just happy to be here. You know, like you said, 80 in the world is a great time to be me.
Yeah, sure.
Great things happening lately, and just trying to enjoy as much as I can because it's nice out there.
Yeah, no, I mean, first of all, so many different things to say. You'll notice how much longer your intro has gotten, right? Just slowly but surely, you accomplish more and more things. But, you know, I do want to look big picture here, 30,000-foot view. It's a new event they're trying here in Phoenix, this ATP 175K. Is it a challenger? Is it a 250? Seems more like a 250 to me. I'm curious what your impression has been here through this week in Phoenix. I mean, first round Schwartzman, that's not your typical challenger.
Yeah, for sure. No, I've played a lot of great players in the Challenger Tour, and I guess it is a first to see someone like Berrettini joining a Challenger, but I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much. It's in between two great tournaments, two of the biggest tournaments, so I guess it justifies having these people here. You know, it didn't go as well. They get the chance to play here. I think it's a great opportunity for us. But according, knowing which category it belongs to, it's a little tough. I guess it is really in between an ATP and those big challengers. And it's exciting to be here. I thought it was a great opportunity for me to just, experience these things. I know this tournament used to happen before, and it was already a thing, but it was a 125 and not the same format and all, so I just think it's a great place to play some good tennis.
Yeah, no, I mean, clearly it is a good place to bring out your best tennis as we see that win over Schwartzman yesterday, and I'm curious, I have heard these courts are extraordinarily slow, extraordinarily gritty. Is that still the Nuno Borges preference to get on a surface like this where, or have you become a clay court guy now? Because I'm afraid you might have.
No, I don't think so. I still enjoy the clay a lot, and I wouldn't say no to a clay tournament at all, but I think I still prefer a little faster courts. These balls tend to get really fluffed up after a couple games, so I think most of the players don't really enjoy it, but obviously some really take advantage of it, and maybe I did against Schwartzman, and I played a great match, so I guess just felt like Starkville a little bit now.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
No, it's because we made a home environment for you here in Phoenix, and I am curious though. Again, number 80 in the world. First of all, I haven't had the chance to say this to you personally. Congratulations,
Thank
my
you.
friend. Well deserved. Something I know we hypothesized for you back in the day, but I'm curious, having actually been on the journey yourself and really going from, August 2020, where COVID is finally, they're starting to allow tournaments again, and you're essentially building your ranking from scratch at that point.
I was about 600, I think.
Yeah, a lot of futures, though, under your resume.
Only
Still,
futures,
exactly. No challengers, no ATP rankings. To go from there to where you are now, number 80 in the past 2 years, I mean, again, what's that journey been like to you? What does it say about the effort you've put in that you are now back into the top 100, 80 in the world, and again, you've positioned yourself really well moving forward? How does that happen?
Yeah, even looking a little before that, coming out of college, would have thought just becoming top 100 is a dream come true, really. And as I was progressing, it just it didn't quite feel the same as I thought it would feel. And so all that was all like a learning experience, and really just playing different kinds of tournaments would be a surprise for me. Didn't really have that experience. Coming out of college was just playing futures some summers in Portugal, and so I was 600 when 500 something when I was starting back in 2020 after COVID. Coming back from injury too, had a wrist surgery, so that was a tough time. But I honestly came back really well. We had the Portugal summer circuit during that summer, and I think it was the perfect situation for us. You know, getting back to competing again and just getting to feel the ball and you know, have a little tournament. Even though it wasn't for ATP points, I think it really got us going for the rest, and I was in really good shape after that. I guess I used my time off
efficiently.
And then get my mind right for the whole year tour thing that I've been doing. But yeah, crazy long journey since college, since COVID, and like especially this past year and a half too, like a lot of new experiences. I remember having a few talks with some journalists. They're like, oh, first time this, first time that, first Davis Cup, first Grand Slam qualifying, first main draw, first doubles match, a lot of firsts. So just everything went by so quick, so it's good to actually sit here with you and actually look back a little bit.
Well, don't worry, myself, Chris Halliors will document it all for you. So we'll make sure you. Exactly. He's got the. Are you kidding? Do you know how many calls I get a day of like, why is Nuno playing this match, Alex? Like, if I was him, I would have gone and traveled him. And I'm like, I don't know why you're telling me this. Like, I'm sure. And it's like, well, I told him and he didn't listen, so I got to tell someone. But I am curious because you talk about all the different flashpoints and things that have happened. A lot of cool things to discuss. First of all, rapid fire. Who was Tanner Stump rooting for? You or Ben Shelton at the U.S. Open? Be honest.
I think he was rooting for Ben. Honestly. I mean, he spent more time with him. And lately he's been with him a lot more than he was with me. And, you know, son's coach.
Yeah, exactly. No, first of all, I appreciate you answering that question honestly. The answer was he probably just didn't watch. He was like, it's a win-win for me.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the wrong choice. But unfortunately for me, I don't have much of a chance.
Well, I'm curious, you know, again, playing a first Grand Slam match, that's what you're chasing as a pro player, to be in the top 100, to be in the mix, versus that opportunity to win the Estoril doubles title, to be a part of the first Portuguese team to do it. That's got to be number one on the highlight reel, right? And I know it's a year later, but what was that experience like for you?
Honestly, I've had a lot of highlights, but clearly, like, there's a few that really stand out. That one was just insane. We went from wild cards, you know, maybe not playing, to, you know, getting lucky, getting in, getting a wild card, playing through a tough match. We just had lost the second set, and the lights were like very weak. But at that point, it was like end of the afternoon. The lights weren't great, so we asked to postpone. Played the next day, an insane super tiebreak. And then from then on, we just got on a roll, really. Like, we started feeling it. By the time we played semis, I think we had a really dominant match, and we just felt so good on court. It's just one of those times that, you know, the ball is this big. And the court is that wide open. Everything seems clear at that point, I guess. A lot of pressure, and at the same time, no pressure at all. We're so in our zone and just doing our thing. It really... But yeah, for sure, I think we made history there. I think it was huge to bring the Portuguese flag a little higher there and show the Portuguese fans that it's possible. We're right there, and I mean, it was great. I'm planning on playing with him again.
That's what I like to hear.
I can't expect to win every time, but just I think just playing that tournament's just a huge opportunity for us. Really enjoy, you know, playing the biggest ATP Portuguese tournament. So.
No, absolutely. Front page of the newspaper, right?
Yeah.
Did you cut it out? Did you save it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I need to hear.
Digital, like,
the digital version.
Nowadays, you
didn't put it on the mom and dad's fridge.
I'm sure there's people. with those.
I bet mom cut it out. Come on. And you know, I am curious because I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I appreciate you doing this as always. We could chat for an hour, as we are prone to doing. But I'm curious for you again. You're now 2.5 years, 3 years into your pro career. Let me just say, and we've had some fans accumulating. They may not know this about Nuno. He was very skinny in college. He was not the athlete you see in front of you today. And so I'm curious because you've always had the kick serve. You've always had the forehand. Hitting a tennis ball has never been your problem. I'm just curious what the past 3 years have looked in terms of, again, dare I say, turning into the physical specimen we see sitting before us now. How much of a commitment have you made to that the off-court efforts, and what does that look like?
I feel like it's the percentage of focus. If I had to say 100% of my focus is on everything.
Sure, yeah.
Like, it's getting less and less to actually the technical stuff and more towards the physical. I feel like the physical barrier is so much bigger for me, and it's been my main focus, honestly. In those 2.5 years, I probably spent a lot more time in the gym than maybe on the court than compared to what I used to do. And I guess in college it gave me a little, for sure, a good prep for what's coming and the tour. But really, I mean, these guys are very challenging and the matches are so tough. Being able to play all week and maybe twice in a day, maybe this tournament is going to be one of those things for a few of us. It really takes a lot, and it's hard to compete all year too. So having a strong body and just being able to hang in there for as long as you can, I think it's essential. So I've been
it's a silly
really
follow-up to that. I apologize for cutting you off, but I know the stories of freshman year. I know how tough those first weeks of training camp were. Yeah, no, we're not going to bring them up now. There's a crowd here. Don't worry, I wouldn't do that to you.
No, I can. No problem.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious because with that in mind, to go from sitting there in practice being like, I shouldn't be playing today. Like, I don't have any legs left. That's what it used to look like for you, where you're faking not cramping when you're actually like, I can't play today, coach. I'm just curious, and this is a really stupid question, but if you're ever just sitting there, and I apologize for swearing, as I'm going to do now to the people around me, but if you're like, you know what? I'm fucking athletic. Like, you know what? I can squat a little bit. I can sprint a little bit. Have you noticed that at all in this process?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
If I look back to those days, I feel amazing all the time.
Yeah.
I should do it more often, actually, when I'm feeling low. Just look at me.
Just call me. I'll hype you up. I'll be like,
6 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember when you ran a 6-second 40-yard dash? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess it was right after I flew into the States.
Yeah.
Got in the gym. I guess my legs weren't used to it. I was so sore for the whole week that... Honestly, I haven't felt like that since then.
Yeah, okay,
it was just such a big shock, and then I guess I stayed, kept working. It didn't feel like that again, but I remember trying to run, and whenever I would try to, stretch my legs a little, it would feel like I'm ripping them off.
Yeah.
And some of my teammates still remember me complaining like, it's screaming on my leg, like, I cannot do this. Yeah, that was at the University of South Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
it was the first few.
I'm not going to confirm a story for you, but yeah, it was at South Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good one.
Yeah, you've come a long way. And so with that, in my last two questions, because I know you want to go relax, had the day off here today, but obviously, big match tomorrow, potential for 2 matches down the road. I'm just curious right now, ATP level, top 100 players, what is the thing you think you do best to compete at this level right now and have the success that you're having?
Well, I try to think that just being hungrier than most of them. It is. I know a lot of them are in this field for so long, and the tour is already like casual for them. So I try to take a little bit of advantage of that. Like, this is one of my few firsts, and I'm trying to get the most that I can from the first try. I don't take it for granted because I want to come back here and play these big tournaments again. So I just try to want a little more than the other guy. And sometimes at the end of the day, it makes a difference. And because everybody can hit the ball really clean, everybody's really physical. These guys are all in great shape. So whatever it takes to make a difference. If that's for me, wanting a little more, for other people might be something more technical and.
No, I love to hear it. I'm curious on the flip side, and we've talked about it a little bit, but my final question here for you, what is the one thing, again, 2023, I'm sure you have many goals. What is the thing you need to do to bring the best version of yourself on court every day? What are the things you are still working on so that this ranking sustains, you can have the 2023 that you're looking for?
I think just being able to compete well.
Okay.
The whole year, I think great things are going to happen. If I stay healthy, obviously, first priority, 100%, just stay healthy, not just physically, but mentally. I think we could say that. because I feel like mentally, if I can hang in there for a very long time, a few tournaments are gonna happen for me a little easier than others. And obviously, the opportunities, it's not when we want them; it's when they do happen to be there. So if I'm there every single time, I'm waiting for them. I think good things can happen. Maybe not, but that's all I can do. That's all I can control, and that's when Matt used to tell me all the time. And that's what I've learned here too. That gotta play every match like. Just give your all. Don't worry about the next one. Give your best in this one, and we'll see what happens.
I love it. Well, then, let's make a deal. When you finish the year top 50, Thanksgiving, me, you, without Trevor Fauché, at Chris Halioris' house. Let's do it. Yeah, let's bring
100%.
it back. You call Strally. I'll call Nick. We'll get the guys together. We'll do what we have to do, because I can't believe I never got the invite to the Thanksgiving affair.
Crazy. I think you became a thing maybe a little after that.
It's so true.
Because we shared that Thanksgiving that first year.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
We never did again, but just
it's on the list. Yeah, it's on the list of things to run back.
It'd be a good celebration. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, let's give a round of applause for first round winner Nuno Borges, who competing here this week. Nuno, thank you as always. Appreciate you taking the time to chat.
Thank you.